Taken from OSS Archives, January 17, 1947.
Dearest Emily, today the OSS had me meet with an American agent in Paris. The sweet smell of Parisian morning was bittersweet to me that we knew that the war was on the brink of the whole world. The ever-dapper gentleman that was described to me met me at a small cafe in Marseille. He said his name was Captain America. The meeting was curt. We just discussed the Allied movements, and for a fleeting moment, he was all geared to leave, and I felt myself despondent. This handsome and beautiful stranger was leaving. I wanted the moment to last a little longer. I asked him how things were with his family, how his mother and father were coping with the war, and the ever-gentleman that he was just slugged me once for speaking out of turn. After that, I returned to London and reported back all that I had learned. Well, I have to go now. They're sending me for another assignment. Signed, with all my love, Rebecca Wainscott.
Finn. Welcome, our happy shining cultists, to another edition of Alan Moore's Porch. Episode 4, My Dinner with Captain America. I am Jay Partridge III. With me, as always, is the Watson to my Holmes, the Reggie to my Inspector, Rocky Turner.
Good evening.
Yeah,
whenever you're fucking listening to
after
this.
night, and also the reason that this is such a special episode, the reason that this is it's going to be not only the fact do we have
fucking episode.
Yeah, not only the fact that we have giant vodka and Sprites by our side, but we have a guest. We always said when we started the show, if there was one person that we wanted on this show to be a guest, it was going to be our friend and confidant, John Hartman, a.k.a. Captain America. John, say hello to the people, please.
Hello. I don't know if this is recording at pre-evening or evening. I'm just gonna say hi.
I love I gave you such a great intro, and you're just like hi, like that was your.
What did you expect him to do? Kick down the fucking door? Good afternoon, citizen.
That's how I fucking met him. Like, what is he?
Slug Miss Wainscott after coffee.
He. The first time I met him was in a fucking bar.
Of course,
I think that's how everybody meets John Hartman. It's in a bar.
He just shows up, and he's
like, hey, Hartman's here. Hey, we're probably going to get some fucking beers.
He's a fun lush.
Yeah,
let's hang out with this guy.
Set him up. We wanted to have Hartman on the show in itself whenever we started it, just because he's one of my favorite people that I've ever met ever. I've known Hartman for Jesus. When did we meet?
Pre-thing? I met before you started that whole ordeal with Abigail, so yeah, I mean to bring that up. If I didn't say it,
let's get that under glass, please.
Okay, if I didn't say it, thank you for having me with you. I'm excited to be here.
John and itself.
It's been about 7 years that I've known Mr. Partridge.
Wow, Jesus!
It has.
I don't even know if I'd put. I didn't even know.
I met you when I was in high school.
Yeah, about towards the end of high school. John has been an enigma to me for a while, just solely because I find it genuinely shocking that he likes hanging out with me, because he's the antithesis of both Matt and I.
What it is that the relationship is completely, it's very weird, because on the one hand, we both, like,
consensual.
All three of us, yeah, it's a consensual relationship. All three of us enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
And, like, if you were to chart us on a graph according to political ideologies,
yeah,
we're literally at either end of the seesaw.
What Matt is dancing around is that the fact that John is very handsome, very capable, very athletic. He's constantly.
Let me help you out and I just unzip my zipper.
He's constantly, basically. I just say you're a really good-looking dude.
He's an American
veteran. He's a veteran. You did multiple tours.
I am conservative to no end.
Yeah, he's hard.
Not shy about that. I use logic.
Our already coming out of the gate. But no, I think it's funny just because when we walk into rooms, I always find it because I just in my style of dress because I'm like a dandy.
Yeah, you're a fucking fop. You're French Duke, Justin. Everybody knows it.
And John literally was a frat boy. Like he was.
I was in no fraternity.
Were you not? I thought you were.
No. I tried to join a fraternity until I punched Ryan.
Okay.
Can I talk about sex?
Yeah. You can talk about it whatever you want, man.
Like, he had sex with a girl. 5 minutes after I had sex with her.
See, these are the kind of problems that John deals with. The kind of problems that Matt and I deal with is like, I misplaced my 20-sided die, and I can't find the issues 1 through 5 of Defenders. And he's like, oh, dude pulled pussy before me. Like, I never have...
he got my second.
Yeah, he got sloppy seconds. Yeah.
But still, like, there's never been a point in time in which that's been a problem.
I did play rugby. That was about the closest thing I got to a fraternity.
But you did theater. You've acted.
I wanted a fucking award.
Yeah. Jesus.
I won a few.
You're an award-winning actor. I don't even think I can say that.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
God damn. Oh, fuck you.
What the fuck is I'm being honest, you cocksucker?
Alright, this episode in itself is about, we had a kernel of an idea, because John... in his athleticism, in his handsomeness, in his just all around,
just stroking it.
I'm painting a picture.
I'm surprised it's hard. I'm surprised it's so easy for you to talk with a cock in your mouth.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, John has started to dip his toes into the shimmering pool of geekdom. This was started by you watched Battlestar Galactica, I believe, wasn't it? That was your first big.
The first thing I did was read The Watchmen.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a bit. But like the thing that generated this idea for this episode was when you started watching Battlestar Galactica, and you became. I don't think it would be too far to say that you became pretty obsessed with it. Like you were. I
finished the series in a week.
Yeah, like he was watching like 4 to 5 episodes a day.
Let's define this time. Is this when you're on our soil?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was literally a month ago.
Because like
this is about a month ago.
Because like I remember when you talked about when you were in Iraq. And you would literally be watching, like, volumes of Arrested Development because there was fucking nothing else to do.
It was one of your...
Mostly porn, but yes,
yeah,
Arrested Development was the
I just wanted to clarify for our audience.
Between the cum shots,
you could have done other shit. It's not like you were sitting in a Quonset hut and you had to either could jerk off or watch Battlestar Galactica.
That was it. No, that was about all I could do was jerk off or watch...
Clean your rifle. Or watch porn.
Clean my rifle.
I'm basing all of my military knowledge on Jarhead.
I was going to go with Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket,
Jarhead. Their own.
But basically, it came to the point where John was watching Battlestar Galactica, and we were. I'd watched a bunch of episodes with them, and we were texting about it, and I really started to see kind of a blossoming of geek in John, and I found that rather beautiful because like it's such an amazing juxtaposition from just who John is into this. So we decided I really wanted to do an episode and bring you on just to talk about geek stuff. Before we get into this heavily, I want to at least power through the opening of the show. Our offerings to the Snake God that we had this week. First up, we have our partners in podcast, Off Topical, and Between the Panels. Off Topical is a podcast. It's another local podcast that happens in town. Morgan, Brent, Roscoe, Joshman, they're all horrible motherfuckers.
Cocksuckers and the like.
I can't possibly. They kick puppies.
Deviant. Don't pay their fucking taxes.
You were talking some mad shit. You said their birth was.
They spit on little girls in the street. They rove around town like street gangs.
Alex and the fucking boys from Clockwork Orange.
They're just
beating up senior citizens.
You told me that they were payback for man's sins. Their
Yes,
birth
their birth was payback for the sins of man. But they have a show. I mean, if you're so inclined to listen to the supposed professional sounding drivel that
they got shit stapled on their wall.
That these dudes shill. They've brought me on a couple times, and of course, those have been the highest rated episodes they have.
Of course.
It's not like the intelligent, focused discourse that you get from Alan Moore's Porch. It's like a hodgepodge of just horrible psychology-minded rhetoric that has no sort of basis in the medical community. So you can follow them at Off Topical Pod. You can send them emails at @offtopical. If at anything, you could just tell them what they could do to improve their show to make it more like ours. Between the Panels, on the other hand, is a group of scholars and gentlemen and gentle lady. William, Dane, Diana, incredible people all. They've brought me on as a staff writer. I've been on the show a couple times. I'm going to be on the show again. Shameless plug. Tomorrow, I believe, or because you'll probably listen to this time shifted in the future.
Future, man.
Future people have cum on my sweater.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm really glad you got that out there.
It's not from jacking it.
I'm sure
it's from
it's the dribble that I had from sucking you off.
You can't keep it in your fucking mouth.
In the opening, it was just a font. I couldn't. But it's Between the Panels. You can follow them at BTPcast on Twitter, betweenthepanels.com. You can read, William just posted an amazing review of the Telltale Games Walking Dead episodes, playable episodes, and not to toot my own horn, but beep beep. I've posted a couple more articles on there, and Diana, the newest staff writer, has posted a couple reviews as well. Going on, it's no secret to our listeners or anyone that follows me on any sort of social network that I am a bit obsessed with the comic book writer Matt Fraction. Not to the level of Mark David Chapman just yet. You're not
going to shoot him outside of his apartment.
But it might be to that level.
It's Mark David Chapman when he was like 17. He was like super obsessed with
before he read
guy that shot John Lennon.
Before he read you couldn't see, but
I'm not going to get any of these references.
John was darting his eyes between Matt and I because
he used to be a huge fan of John Lennon, and then he read what was it, Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye.
He read Catcher in the Rye, and then he saw that John Lennon was a phony, and he thought his opinions on war were stupid.
He was a phony. He was Holden Caulfield. That guy was a phony.
Exactly. Holden Caulfield was a cocksucker.
And
you fucking identify with it.
No. I was actually about to say, I've never read Catcher in the Rye.
It's shitty. It's so fucking bad.
I've never read it.
It's not good.
I've always wanted to, but
I read it. Like, I read it because everybody talked about how great it was. And I think maybe it was because everybody talked about how great it was, and I was like, this is just a
whiny little preppy bitch.
Perks of being a wallflower.
Perks of being a wallflower. If you've seen the trailer for Perks of Being a Wallflower, it makes me want to drill a hole through my head.
Anyway, though it will probably get to that level after this comic book. He's got a comic coming out in 2013.
Please don't shoot Matt Fraction.
I'm not going to shoot Matt Fraction.
Bryce, now you're going to be arrested.
As soon as you said that, I was like, I bristled a bit because
we're going to go to fucking.
He's got a comic coming out called Satellite Sam with the legendary Howard Chaykin. You can follow. He's work blogging the comic in itself, so you can follow the work blog in itself, satellitesam.tumblr.com. You can also follow on satellite_Sam. It looks amazing. There's I have nothing but adoration for Matt Fraction until I put a bullet in his sternum. It's I gotta stop because I really do. I love him. I think he's an amazing writer, and he's been really nice to me. And now I'm talking about shooting him in the chest. But Satellite Sam,
I'm your biggest fan.
I love you. Unload. God damn it! Now I just
these are all jokes for the love of God.
Yeah, I really just want to cut all of this out because I just don't want to meet him and be like, he heard wanting me to shoot him, and he's not going to think it's funny. I have an irrational fear of me meeting Matt Fraction and him just punching me in the throat, because I creep him out. But it's Image Comics, Satellite Sam, Matt Fraction, Howard Chaykin. No fucking said. My third and final offering to the Snake God, it's something that just broke today, and I'm retardedly excited about it. May 16th, 2004 is the release date of the new Godzilla movie. Godzilla's 2014. Being directed by Gareth Edwards, the guy that directed the amazing indie science fiction movie called Monsters. The dude knows how to tell human stories along with giant monster movies, and there was a sizzle reel that played at San Diego Comic-Con that apparently blew the fucking roof off of the joint, and I'm retardedly excited. If you don't like Godzilla movies, fuck you. There's no room left.
There's all but one Godzilla movie.
The 1998.
Broderick? Yeah.
God, it was so shitty.
Terrible.
It was just so fucking...
There's a bunch of eggs and they're skating on ice.
A couple of notes. Like, you're not gonna see monsters fighting other monsters. You're not gonna be Mothra. They're not gonna be fucking Japanese people.
It's just the humans in the military are the enemy.
As if it's just us doing Dan Harmon / Professor Brothers. Okay, going into the actual episode now. Now that I'm finished with my Letterman monologue. Like I said, this episode is all about the genesis of geek. This episode, you can't derail me with the fucking with the Letterman laugh when I'm trying to actually get us on point.
No, please.
This episode is about the genesis of geek. This is about
what makes people geek.
Yeah, what
brought you into
what are the things that you took your first steps into geek? Now, John, you mentioned earlier that I mentioned earlier that you watched Battlestar Galactica, and that was the genesis of this episode in itself. You read Watchmen. Was that your first comic? Was that the first comic you ever read?
No, I read quite a bit. My dad had a big stack in a milk crate of old comic books, which are probably worth tens of thousands of dollars at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show them to you at one point or another. I read those quite a bit. That's how I was introduced to the hate monger. If you don't know who the hate monger is, you're missing out.
Oh, hate monger! John and I have had numerous conversations over beers about the hate monger. The hate monger was a very obscure Fantastic Four villain.
Let's not beat around the bush. He was a KKK member. He carried a torch and wore a hood.
His costume is a purple KKK outfit, and he terrorizes...
It's the Grand Imperial Wizard.
Yeah, is that the
Wizard of Wizards?
It's amazing.
It's the Grand Imperial Wizard wears purple.
And not only was he a Fantastic Four villain, but this is Fantastic Four at the beginning of the Fantastic Four. Yeah, when Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were literally creating a universe, they had an issue about the hate monger.
And I had that's what I had. I had I had a lot of Fantastic Four, and I had a lot of Tarzan. I don't know if y'all ever read the...
I don't think I ever read any of the Tarzan comics.
Tarzan comic books. They're terrible.
Didn't they have, super racist black... the black characters were super...
there was a lot...
They had mammies.
There was a lot of comics back then that were super... I remember the one that I'm still pissed I didn't buy it. I'm sure it's still fucking up there. Is the Captain Confederacy. Up at Hastings, they have because there was a Captain America, there was a Captain Confederacy, and he had the Confederate flag as his outfit.
So instead of sold, yeah, you'd stop drilling, you hit oil.
It was because there was Captain Britain, and then there was Captain Confederacy, and Captain Confederacy. I didn't read the book because it was sealed, and I was like, I don't know how to fuck with it. There was, I want to say, a black sidekick, or there was a black guy on at least two of the covers, and I was like, What the fuck is
Was
this?
Is it a Marvel book or is it a?
Yeah, I think it's either Marvel or it's like an alt comic.
Yeah, like a random.
Like,
but so as a kid, you read these comics.
I read these comics, but you're right. I was not really introduced in. I did not start liking and enjoying geekdom until I read Watchmen. I'm going to preface this with pretty conservative American thing. I was during hurricane duty during Hurricane Ike, and we were posted up, all of our vehicles, just in a couple of mile long. It's an impressive thing. Ambulances on one side, military vehicles on one thing. It was a really cool sight to see.
Convoy.
But we were sitting.
J.D. McCall.
It was a convoy that didn't fucking move. It took us 12 hours to get from San Antonio to Houston. 12 hours.
Cross.
That's a 3-hour drive that we turned into 12 hours.
God.
But it was in that 12 hours I was sitting passenger that my dad gave me a copy of The Watchmen. I read it and I loved it. And the only thing about the movie that I thought the movie was incredibly apt towards the comic book.
I was a big fan of the movie. I catch a lot of shit for that.
I enjoyed the ending for the sake that it kind of reached out to a broader audience. I still missed the asshole vagina.
Giant squid.
The giant squid
needs more giant squid.
Vagina.
Needs more giant squid.
It was
because I have a big artist, like it's a big deluxe edition of Watchmen, and it's this giant like coffee table book, and seeing that frame on a giant it's just beautiful because it very clearly is like a vagina. Yeah, it's just a cunt.
The asshole.
Yeah, like it's so
God,
great.
I need every fucking issue of Captain.
Matt just looked up Captain Confederacy on Wikipedia.
It was an alt history, like it was an alternative history line. But it was I forgot. I didn't fucking look at who did it, but it wasn't anybody big. Like it was a subcomic, and they only ran like 3
issues.
Or no, like two runs.
Oh, right on.
And in the second run, it ended with Captain Confederacy being a black woman pregnant with the first captain's baby.
Awesome.
So
why not?
Interracial coupling.
So you read Watchmen. Did you go on from there, or was that kind of your? Because
From there I studied science.
Okay. I was about to say, then he fucking did what everybody else does.
I went to school and I studied anthropology with a minor in Arabic Islamic studies, and that pretty much consumed all my time. I didn't really...
Indiana Jones. I've always said that your career, your degree path is Indiana Jones. There's no other thing that you can be other than Indiana Jones.
But I really didn't get into it until I started watching Battlestar Galactica. I think a couple of months ago was when I really, came out of the womb of geekdom. Yeah,
because you got...
I've been missing out. I have.
It really, it's a beautiful world, and you didn't know that because you were constantly...
I was gonna say badass.
You were constantly getting laid, and so like when you were in high school, like you had this is how we coped with everything that was happening with us. When you were in high school, you were just like finger fucking bitches and getting drunk. We were playing Dungeons and Dragons and smoking weed and being like pussy was getting repelled from us.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like it was like when you turn the magnet over and it just kind of you see all the metal flakes just kind of go psst. Like that was what happened.
But John himself is the other side of that coin. When he walks into a bar, like it just there's just panties immediately thrown at him. It's like Animal House, except with bottles thrown against the wall. It's panties. So when you watched Battlestar Galactica, I wasn't with you when you watched. I wanted to hear your thoughts about the pilot. And when I say pilot, I mean the miniseries, because I remember us talking about the miniseries in itself. Because, like, admittedly, it takes a while to get to like why this is watchable.
It did lag for quite a bit. I'm watching the future president at the time she was Secretary of Education, and she's just sitting there in her doctor's office twiddling her thumbs and.
Oh, by the way, we're probably going to spoil the shit out of Battlestar Galactica. So if you haven't watched it, I mean, because it's like fucking what, like
nobody's
10 years.
To this show hasn't watched Battlestar Galactica.
That's also probably true. I'm kind of insulting our audience with the fact that I can guarantee they've probably watched Battlestar Galactica. But so you watched the pilot, and because you were like watching. Like 3 to 4 episodes a day.
Again, it was my dad that said, "You gotta watch this show. It's fantastic. It's the greatest.
I see. I forgot your dad was really into
it's
it
the
too.
greatest thing since The Shadow. God, I like The Shadow.
Oh, it was awesome.
I love The Shadow. I've still got a couple episodes on tape, on cassette tape.
Another thing you have to know about John's dad. John's dad is an intensely learned man. He's very well spoken, very kind of quiet. He's a minister.
He's a doctor of theology.
Doctor of theology
and a minister here at the church.
He's a beautiful human being. So it's still.
Broke to no end. Broke motherfucker.
That's it. But
our family's blowing on a budget. We're putting 4 incomes into that house and we're still scraping.
But rich in spirit.
Lovely man. I love him.
You can't fucking pay bills with spirit.
I love that in ON.
But so I find that really, because I never really you can get because I'm probably about to make another drink, sir. We'll do another. Are you good?
I'm good. I need.
The man busted out Maker's Mark.
You can't.
Kentucky. I love bourbon. So no, I love bourbon.
But so John,
I won't drink it dry.
John in itself, he started to kind of toe the line or toe the waters into geekdom. So I decided to kind of take that a little step further, and so I started letting him read comic books. I started giving him because I knew that he'd read Watchmen. We talked about Watchmen. I knew that he'd enjoyed it, so I started giving him other comic books. What I gave to him first was something that I thought that would appeal to the I don't want to say the conservatism, but like the your political mindedness. I thought that it was good. What it's a fucking
okay, I got it.
Flowery prose, man. I'm all about it. So I let him read.
This is the second fucking episode he's used flowery prose.
It's a good phrase.
Yeah.
I'm trying
for someone who takes dick.
I'm trying to build rules for the drinking game.
Is this the second episode?
This is the 4th episode.
I said it was the second episode that he's used the word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this is the 4th episode.
I'm trying not to listen to. I'm trying not to listen to a lot of these, or I'm going to listen to a lot of these because I want to build the rules to our drinking game.
If you ever bring me on to say flowery prose every other sentence, it's gonna happen.
If we use the word literally.
Literally is one of the stone cold rules of the drinking game.
Every time you use the word like. I don't even know if this. That's my pet peeve is people who use the word like in every other sentence.
Have we done that?
No, you haven't.
Okay.
Matt's he's straddling that line between.
Now we're gonna be really aware of it.
Conscious
yeah, we're gonna be really aware of it.
No.
Should be.
We brought you on here.
Bullshit. Wait. I want to play this. I want to play this game.
Oh Jesus,
with Mr. Hartman. Every time he catches us on it, we have to take a drink, and I'm talking a good drink, not I'm a girl at.
If it's a legitimate simile, we'll let it go.
Okay.
If you were comparing one thing to another using the word like or as,
I very much. When I watched the newest Doctor Who, I liked it very much. I like this.
If you use it as a verb or you use it in a proper simile, that's fine. If you say it every other word, like most lush, drunken. College-age students do.
What you're saying, is that
Do you think women are complicated or not? They're all idiots. They're all morons. They're all uninteresting.
Wow.
There are a lot of sexy, dumb...
Good backpedal.
Bullshit. No, bullshit. He's hitting home with this.
Follow this rabbit hole.
These are facts.
Wait. It should be noted that the only 2 fucking emails we got from real fans
are from women.
I will give credit.
Females.
I will give credit to and credit to this episode, to the genesis of geekdom. The women that I find interesting are nerds.
There you go.
They are nerds, and I love talking to them. They're opinionated and they make up their own minds. They listen to
well educated.
They listen to logic. I'm not going to go as far to say well educated because they're about as well educated as me or you.
Yeah. Well, I put myself in a high class.
That's good. That's great.
Because I've seen most of the people in this fucking town. I would count myself as one of the more well educated.
That's what makes a good salesman. You go in thinking that everyone that you meet is a dumbass.
Exactly.
You're going to be great.
Yeah.
And you speak to them like they're a dumbass.
Yeah. Like when they're like, "Hey, excuse me, where can I get this cash?" Right over there, ma'am, against that wall under the giant sign that says cashier.
Oh, did he tell you about the chili dog incident?
Did you chili dog a bitch? No, actual chili.
Holy shit!
Actual chili dog.
This episode in itself has I want to make.
We're fucking going off the rails. We don't care.
It's fine. I want to make a point though before I actually tell this story. We bring John on as a guest, and he immediately starts like laying down ultimatums and rules. Like he's just hijacked our show. It's amazing. It's one of the main reasons I wanted to bring you on. Is just because John will be like, I'm fucking here, and it's great.
That was an assembly drink.
Oh fuck! I freshened him up for that.
Oh my god! And you didn't put anything but vodka in this, did you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The show's not great unless we're just drunk to know.
Okay. So anyway, the chili dog story that Hartman referenced was I work. For those of you who don't know, I work as a barista at. God damn it! I want to punch myself in the dick.
He's a coffee jockey.
I'm a punk ass coffee jockey at a chain bookstore, and so I'm sitting behind the counter, and a lady comes in, a bit disheveled, like she doesn't look homeless, but she doesn't.
They kicked her out of the library, so he had to go
kind of
somewhere.
looks project-y. So she comes up to me and she looks me in the eye. She's like, "I got 2 questions for you." Okay, ma'am, what would you like? Y'all sell chili dogs here? I look at her, and I say, what, excuse me? She goes, do you sell chili dogs here?
Chili dogs!
Chili dogs! You sell chili dogs? No, ma'am, we're a coffee shop. So you don't have chili dogs? No, ma'am. Like I'm leading her astray. Like I'm trying to deflect from the fact that we do have a shit ton of chili dogs.
All over tongue asses.
And we just don't want to get.
We're not gonna.
Hey, don't lump me into that. You're casting a wide ass net, and you're just trying to catch shit. This isn't Deadliest Catch. You
Sorry, the jokes.
Yeah, you pump back, Sig Hansen, brain cancer victim and crab catcher. Was he the one that died?
I don't fucking know. I don't watch that dribble. Jesus Christ!
I'll call my dad and ask.
I'd rather he fucking know.
So anyway, she asked me for chili dogs. She asked me for chili dogs. I say we don't, and then she's like, what's my second question? My second question is, do y'all know where I can get the songs for my ringtones on my phone? And the way that this, because it's in a mall, the bookstore that I work at is in a mall, so right next to me, through like a giant plate glass window, is a Verizon store.
It's not inconspicuous.
It's like
it's not like it's a set of fucking car keys. It says Verizon.
Yeah, it's a big ass red sign with signs going up to it with motherfuckers using phones. And so I go, well, if you go next door, ma'am, to the Verizon store, I'm sure they'll be able to help you. To the what? To the Verizon store. There's a Verizon store. There's a Verizon store next door. What the? I don't know. No Horizon store. No, ma'am. It's a Verizon store. Verizon. If you go next door to the Verizon store, the Verizon phone store, they'll be able to help you. Is there any other place in the mall I might be able to? There's a Best Buy Mobile that's by the food court. You might ask them too. Alright. And then she just dumpy walks out of the fucking, and it just fucks off into the daytime, and I'm just standing there flabbergasted.
Didn't come into Verizon.
It was so that's like going into a sushi restaurant and being like, hey, I want a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, and no, there's no fucking way. Okay,
you could have handled it because I'm in.
What's he gonna do? Get her a chili cheese dog?
There's a fucking American eatery right there.
I told her there's a food court.
Okay.
I wasn't just like, fuck you.
Fuck you, we don't have fucking chili dogs.
You go to Sonic and... anyway, Jesus.
Take the fucking bus to Sonic, you fucking cocksucker.
Getting back on the rails.
We are not... This whole thing, it's just...
Civil War. I let John read Civil War.
Marvel Civil War.
Marvel Civil War.
The Marvel... So it's like, Ken Burns Civil War? Fuck! That's dense.
For two people that want two separate kinds of life, I can see nothing but force. Oliver Wendell Holmes. No, Marvel's Civil War, the Mark Millar, Steve McNiven book, because I wanted
a good crossover.
Exactly, I wanted him to start reading comics, and I figured that would be the easiest. Because I wanted to start him with something big, something splashy, something not. I don't.
Give the conservative Civil War book. Good job.
I figured like,
it makes sense.
It worked. I enjoyed it.
I was gonna say, you did. You enjoyed the.
Ask the man if you want, but that comic book is great.
It's a damn good book.
Talk about it a little bit, because I know you weren't overtly familiar with the Marvel universe as a whole, correct?
I'm not
other than like the hate monger,
with any universe between DC and Marvel. I really never took the time to differentiate the two.
It's comics.
It's comics. It's comics. I don't know who wrote them. I hear names like Stan Lee. Like, yeah, he writes comic books. Mm-hmm. He writes Spider-Man. Maybe?
He created Spider-Man. He created Spider-Man. Fantastic. Basically, the entire Marvel universe. I know the man does
comic books. I differentiate it. I never took the time to do that. But yes,
you see him in the movies. Like you're like, hey, that's Stan Lee. I know that guy. But
yeah, it took me about 2 hours to read the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
Oh yeah, because I'm sorry.
Get out of bed that day.
I need to clarify. I gave him 2 volumes. I gave him The Road to Civil War, which is a bunch of lead up comics into the actual event, and then I gave him Civil War.
It was a good choice. It appealed to my love of politics, mm-hmm. And did have that splashy kind of personality of comic books that I really am digging for.
It's a super blockbustery comic, because I flipped through it the other day, and I genuinely just forgotten just how slick it is. Like it's a really like a multi-million-dollar movie. Like it's this huge blockbuster of a comic.
It should be. The best part about it is the funniest thing to me, and if you haven't gone back to
well, yeah, I did actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
There are little editor's notes within the comic book that are just them, dick measuring each other.
It's Mark Millar he does jokes to the editor. It's him slapping the nuts of the editors of the comic in the middle of the comic, and it's because the comic itself, like there's like these giant panels, and there's all the exposition in the balloons, and then there's the dialogue, and then there's these little notes of Mark Millar being like, "Hey, Whacker made me do like this, and this, and he wouldn't make me do this," and then you'll see another bubble that's the editor going like, "Mark said that he wants to do this, but what he it's just them fucking with each other through the entire comic.
It's not a big deal. It's just the destruction of the Marvel universe.
It's really hilarious. But when I started reading comics, because I wanted to try to at least touch on, because I was the same way as you. I had a lot of Fantastic Four comics. I had a lot of X-Men comics, and that's what really. I've only been buying comics seriously since like 2009. Probably 2009, 2008. But when I was a kid, I was just obsessed with them. Like it was such a cool escape to me that I can read these living, breathing universes constantly, and they were always updating, and they were always there for me.
New.
Yeah, and I know that sounds kind of weepy, but
it makes sense because I didn't really read comics as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hartman, my first real comic, I went to a thing on. Our art teacher made us go to they had a comic.
Drink.
Ooh, fuck yeah! They had a comic book month.
If we're making rules, let's fucking stick to them.
Well done.
If Hartman's gonna put his fucking foot down, we're gonna adhere to it. He's an American hero. We have to.
All right. So we had to go to this comic seminar. And it was during Comic Week, or Comic Month or something. And they had like a big, I'm trying to think of the word.
Like a symposium.
Yeah, symposium, something like that, and they discussed the evolution of comics.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about how Watchmen kind of kicked a fucking door down and threw the gauntlet.
It really did.
It threw the gauntlet down and just
Because you've also read Dark Knight Returns, correct?
I loved it.
Because Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns are always hailed as the new renaissance of adult comics.
The breakthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even fall into the Dark Knight Returns. I was just thinking I like comic books, so I don't know what I'm looking for. I just go through the comic book aisle, and I just look. I judge a book by its cover.
I do too.
And it just happened to be the one I picked. And after I read it, I think this can't be a coincidence. They must all be this great. And I say that because after I read the Civil War, both volumes, The Road to Civil War and Civil War, I went and I wanted to read a single issue, so I picked up Captain America and Hawkeye. I picked up Captain America and Hawkeye, and the whole comic book was about them beating the shit out of this prehistoric
dinosaurs. Yeah, just a quick primer. There's this book called Captain America and it's a team-up book. And every month it's Captain America teamed up, because they've done Captain America and Hawkeye, Captain America and Iron Man, Captain America and Namor. It's just them getting into comic booky adventures.
It was great because there was no plot development, there was no character development. I don't need that shit. I want people to beat the shit out of prehistoric dinosaurs and Mothra and just crazy robots, and it was great. I loved it from beginning to end. It only took about 5 minutes to read.
And that's another great thing because, like I said, I didn't read a lot of
single issues.
I didn't read a lot of single issues, and then everybody at that symposium or whatever had Watchmen button.
Oh, God damn it! That's so. I still really want a Watchmen button.
The smiley face with the
blood. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And so I went home like the next day and bought Watchmen, and I read it. I loved it. And after that, I started to read a little bit more comics, and I didn't really get into it until you and I became friends.
We've before the show, we decided that I'm the
you're the Benny Hinn.
I'm the bubonic plague of geekdom. I destroy everything that I touch with.
You say that, but I'm grateful
with vagina drying obsessions.
That's why I said Benny Hinn, because these people willingly and lovingly go up to Benny Hinn to be healed, and then he just slaps their face and steals their money.
I'll take that. All right, yeah, I'm exactly like that.
But like, I didn't really start reading, and the one issues that I kind of really clinged on to, I read, what is it? American Vampire. I started.
Oh, goddamn it! American Vampire is really good.
Because I remember reading about it in a magazine, and I was like, I want to read this when it comes out. So we started buying it, and then we had a baby, and then shit happens, and we lost a lot of fucking ground with that one. But I read that. I read, like, I just started, I went in, and I'm an art major, or was, fucking, at some point.
Yeah.
And I would literally go and buy comics for the cover art.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a couple of, Sergeant Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a couple of, Rom Space Knight.
Awesome.
I've got, like, the first 3 Rom Space Knights.
I'll never not think that Rom Space Knight's amazing.
I just bought a bunch of I got Mr. Miracle. I got a shitload of just super random comics, like single issues.
Yeah.
Just because the artwork is amazing.
Mm.
And I started reading through some of them. I read Mr. Miracle. That was pretty sweet. I read all the Rom Space Knights, which were fucking great.
Yeah.
But like I said, I really didn't get into reading comics until I met you, and then I just kind of, and I like the fact that that's something, and I'll suggest to all the readers out there that don't read comic books, which is fucking nobody, because all the people that are going to listen, I can
guarantee that it's someone.
But when you pitch it to your friends, pitch it like this: you don't even have to buy the motherfucker. You can just stand there in the fucking aisle and read it in 4 fucking minutes.
That's what I do at work.
You can go home and, watch Honey Boo Boo and not have to deal with it.
So, okay, after Hartman started reading all these comics, I ended up dragging him to a bunch of nerdy-ass movies. We saw, because I wrote down a couple in particular that we saw together that he actually ended up really enjoying, despite the fact not really being super into it, because we saw Prometheus together.
Yeah.
Which
I like the Alien movies,
and that's I haven't really gone that much on record about Prometheus. Like I haven't put any of these thoughts under glass. I enjoyed the absolute piss out of Prometheus. I thought it was really great. Matt, you haven't seen it though, have you?
The what?
Prometheus.
I've not seen Prometheus. No, you're not going to see it. People
it's basic. At the very end, it becomes an alien movie.
I don't.
Spoilers.
I didn't. See, I'm really pissed off because I didn't see that. I didn't see Dark Knight Rises.
We saw Dark Knight Rises.
I saw
it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrote in my face. I didn't see a lot of these fucking movies.
It's another thing about don't be too fucking hard on yourself. You did see Dark Knight Rises.
It's another goddamn thing because like I was super fucking hard for this movie, and then as soon as it comes out, everybody's like,
"Don't get hard for any movie. Wait until you see it and make your own damn opinion."
Well, see, I got hard.
Well, we were just really excited about it. Yeah, we were super jazzed. Yeah, it's the third Nolan versus Batman movie. I mean, it's good. It's great.
I was honestly, and I think I mentioned this in the first or second episode when it was closer to that movie being released.
Mm-hmm.
I was not going to watch it because I found out that they were not going to have a Lazarus Pit
scene. It's in the mythology of Batman, Ra's al Ghul. The way that he lives forever is that there are these things called Lazarus pits. I love it. That's the thing. That's one of the main reasons. And this is super fucking nerdy, but I really like hanging out with you because I'll mention something like that, and you'll get this look of puzzlement on your face, and I'll get to explain the bizarre nature of comic books.
God,
and this is like stuff that has been this has been this way for years.
Yeah, and the
since the 80s.
Like the fact that.
And we can discuss it like we're ordering, like, pizza. Like, it's something that's just the norm to us.
Because the Lazarus Pit was, and we mentioned this in the first episode, too, that the Lazarus Pit is literally the only super crazy thing in the Batman universe. Like, there's a lot of kind of, Killer Croc's
stuff that you can kind of...
Killer Croc's a little out there. And, like, there's a bunch of stuff that's kind of on the fringe. But the Lazarus Pit, you dip somebody into the water dead and pull them up alive. That's fucking nuts.
It's these mystical pits of ooze that are all around the world that Ra's al Ghul has discovered. So anytime he gets to a point that he's near death or like gravely injured, they take him to a Lazarus Pit, they dunk him in the goo, and he comes back up renewed. Like he's completely God damn it.
They didn't really harp on that in the movie
at all, and that's as
far as I know, Ra's al Ghul is still dead.
He was dead, yeah.
No, that's a hallucination.
We just really wanted to see. Really wanted to see Liam Neeson dumped in a vat of goo and come up insane,
and then as soon as he comes out, like he's walking out like this. No, like he's walking out of the pit. Just arms held out like Frankenstein, and then somebody slips on the Ra's al Ghul robes.
Yeah, and he becomes Ra's al Ghul again.
And then he becomes the Ra's al Ghul that was in the fucking comic.
Yeah, that's something.
He's like, "Come, Talia, we must to Gotham." And
so we saw Prometheus. We saw Amazing Spider-Man.
Back to Prometheus.
The only thing that I will concede to that, like I'll get over the fact that I didn't get a Lazarus Pit because we are getting a fully costumed Mandarin.
Yes, we are in Iron Man 3.
It's gonna be great.
Iron Man 3, Ben Kingsley is playing a character
called the
Mandarin, who's basically Tony Stark's Lex Luthor.
He's got power rings on each finger. He
can control matter and space.
He looks like Dr. Fu Manchu. Oh my god, it's gonna be
amazing.
It's gonna be great.
So we saw Prometheus,
and going back to Prometheus,
because you'd seen Alien and Aliens, correct?
I've seen Alien and Aliens. I had never seen Alien versus Predator.
Oh my god, you missed out.
Oh yeah, Matt's a big fan.
Oh my god, I will blow the fucking horns for Alien versus Predator.
I thoroughly started to enjoy Prometheus once I let go of the fact that this is supposed to be an edge-of-your-seat thriller, and I kind of turned it into a comedy.
Because it's funny as hell.
That thing popped out of her stomach into that weird surgical tube.
you see
that's the point in which I started laughing my ass off.
You see the girl.
From that point to the end of the movie, laughed my ass off.
Spoilers ahead. But for Matt, you get to see the girl with the dragon tattoo self-perform an abortion. She gets. I know.
Wait. And people were taking this shit seriously.
People were.
No wonder it was a flop.
People were expecting this to be like, and I mentioned this on Twitter the other day, was the fact that I think the marketing of this movie kind of shot itself in the foot, because they were talking about constantly about how it was going to be this meditation on the beginnings of life and where humans came from.
Shit, just give us whack.
Exactly. I wanted spaceships, I wanted monsters, and I wanted Michael Fassbender, and I got fucking three. And I was entertained as shit. It was really good. It became an Alien movie at the last. Basically what Dan Harmon says about his Die Hard prequel, where a guy shits out a building, a cop, and Hans Gruber.
And it's like, maybe I like shooting later.
That exactly happens at the end of Prometheus. Like, there's a big plot twist at the very end where one of the aliens gets face-hugged by the thing that the girl with the dragon tattoo cut out of herself. And at the very end, like, everybody's gone, like, the planet's desolate, and it cuts back to the ship, and the alien and the engineer, big, white, muscly guy, is laying on the ground, and he starts to shake, and then something pops out of him, and it kinda looks like a xenomorph. It doesn't quite look like a xenomorph, but it looks like a xenomorph, and then it credits, and it's like, oh, well, that's the Alien movie. Like, it's like a 3-minute Alien movie after the, like, 2-hour dumb people in space movie.
So basically you're telling me we can make space vampires.
Yes, okay. I'm exactly saying that we can make space vampires.
Oh my god, you follow this whole plot. Old guy wants to spend a lot of money, take the spaceship to a planet that nobody has ever been to, ever dreamed of going to.
Guy Pearce.
He's been doing this in shockingly shitty old man makeup.
Because I didn't think he was that fucking old. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's just Guy Pearce. And they were like, no, and you. This is literally the first I've heard about it, that he was supposed to be an old man. Mm-hmm. For people at home, I'm using quotation.
He air quoted.
I air quoted. But like when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's just Guy Pearce. That's just Guy Pearce being Guy Pearce.
But Guy Pearce, he spends all this money to make the spaceship. Spends his whole fortune, billions of dollars, to go meet his maker. He wants to meet the people who created humankind. The whole movie is based around this whole plot. And then he gets there. They finally go into the spaceship, and they finally meet the guy. They wake his ass up.
The engineer, the
engineer. Yeah, they wake the engineer out of this 1,000-year slumber, and he sees Guy Pearce. Snaps his neck. Immediately.
Not only that, he rips off Michael Fassbender's head because he's an android, throws it, and then snaps Guy Pearce's neck. And Corbin and I giggled. Just fucking, we're pigs and shit. We're just biting our fucking knuckles, just guffawing. Cause like, there's before that, there's this tension-y scene where Michael Fassbender's like, I can speak the engineer's language, and he's like, and Guy Pearce goes, you tell him what we want to do, and so he goes up and he speaks some gibberish to him, and then the engineer just kind of looks at him.
He looks happy.
Yeah, he looks content. You have no idea that this is coming. It's basically like
Italian grandfather.
Yeah, you think like at some point he's just gonna be like, oh yeah, my spaceship's all yours, guy. Like we'll get you fixed right up.
Technology great.
Yeah, we loved Memento. But he just sits there for a minute and then just rips Michael Fassbender's head off, throws it across this giant-ass set, and then walks over and snaps Guy Pearce's neck. And then the girl with the dragon tattoo is just like, I thought I was in a better movie, and then tries to run away. So we saw Prometheus, we saw Amazing Spider-Man, which you really dug as well. I thought it was really good.
Turning everything into lizards.
Yeah,
turning every human being into a lizard.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
The third act is Risa Fawn's
Wait, are we sure Sam Raimi didn't direct that?
I hope he did. It was really great because he
turning everybody into
lizard. Lizard SWAT team
sounds super Raimi.
That's the pitch. Like Lizard SWAT team was probably what got that movie greenlit.
You know what?
You're like, check. Go ahead,
take it.
Cast whoever you want. Turn a SWAT team into lizards. Yeah, it's Rhys Ifan turning SWAT teams into lizards. The third act, and Dennis Leary shooting the lizard in the face with a shotgun like a billion times.
How is this not?
It was a hit. It was a giant hit. Okay. So we saw Prometheus. We saw Amazing Spider-Man. I'm really wanting to get to. I gave Hardman a bunch of movies to watch in preparation for this episode. But
wait. Okay.
What were you gonna say?
I wanted
because I gave him Big Trouble in Little China. I gave him Ed Wood.
Not so great.
Which he hated.
Not so great.
I fucking love the movie,
but I understand why people hate it.
I gave him Big Trouble in Little China. I gave him Ed Wood. I gave him Death Trap. Which he also didn't. And I was trying to cast a wide net.
You know what? Come to Daddy's house because he asked me for a fucking suggestion. And it fell on deaf fucking ears.
No, we tried to find it. I
got the motherfucker. Knocked on my door.
We wanted to watch Heavy Metal.
Oh, fuck it. No, yeah, Heavy Metal, yeah.
What was the one that...
Frankenstein Unbound.
Oh, god damn it, yeah.
Yes.
Frankenstein Unbound.
Yes.
That'll be the sequel. I want to bring Hartman on for another episode. That'll be the sequel. We'll watch Heavy Metal, we'll watch Frankenstein Unbound.
Have you seen Flash Gordon?
Yeah, he's seen Flash Gordon. But the coup de grace.
That's podcast.
What is
that? That's all doing.
Lay it out now. I want to hear the opinions. Coup de grace of all geekdom movies. What do you think epitomizes geekdom into one solitary piece of theatrical film?
I honestly think it's Heavy Metal.
I would probably say Heavy Metal too.
Because Heavy Metal.
No, not Heavy Metal 2000. Heavy Metal. I would say Heavy Metal also, not Heavy Metal 2.
Heavy Metal combines science fiction. It's animated. It combines
already.
You're already on board. You should be. It's science fiction.
Everything animated is great. I love Blue's Clues.
It is. It's great.
I'm a big Backyardigans fan, Steve.
This is the worst thing to do since Teletubbies.
It's animated.
It blends science fiction, comedy, horror. It's got fucking
supersonic walls of rock.
It's fantasy. It's got a huge fucking Devo, Sammy Hagar,
Journey, Pat Benatar, Blue Oyster Cult.
So to listeners at home, if you haven't seen Heavy Metal, either give up on humanity or go watch Heavy Metal.
Finish listening to this episode and then go rent Heavy Metal, and then you can direct all of your thank you notes to alanmooresporch@gmail.com.
But there's we could literally spend this entire podcast talking about
Heavy Metal. But no,
talking about movies that literally.
The movie that we watched the other day in lieu of Heavy Metal.
El Topo?
No. Highlander 2. We watched Highlander 2.
From beginning to end. Great.
I went over to his house and I was letting him know what he was in store for this episode. And I told him, I was like, I want to try to find something super geeky for us to watch right now, just so we could talk about on the show.
RoboCop 2, that'd be a good one.
It was between RoboCop.
Oh, RoboCop.
But he had already seen it. I was trying to find something that he hadn't seen. Right. And so we watched Highlander 2.
We're getting to Highlander 2. We're browsing through Netflix, and while we're breezing through, we come across Highlander 2. My mind was fucking blown. I didn't know they made a second one.
He was incensed that there were other Highlander movies. He had no idea.
I wanted there to be a second Highlander.
Everybody fucking wanted it. And then when we got it, we were like,
this isn't good. So we watched Highlander 2. And in case you've ever seen Highlander 2,
Highlander
2, Remember how awesome Highlander 1 was?
Brilliant!
Clancy Brown,
Brilliant!
Queen soundtrack.
Where are you from? Lots of different places.
William McQuisno's commercial.
Christ.
Brilliant!
You just think about all of the amazing memories and feelings that you had watching Highlander 1, and then you try to put in Highlander 2, thinking that the good times are gonna keep going. This train isn't gonna leave the station. Highlander 2 basically shits on everything that Highlander 1 set up. Like, everything that was perfect about Highlander 1 is undone within the first 3 minutes of Highlander 2. Because it opens with the year, it's 2024.
Sold!
Hooked in.
Sold!
I'm in for whatever you're going to show me. And so we're watching this movie, and at random times, Hartman just looks over at me and he's like, "I didn't know that you could do this. Like, you can make movies like I was like, you can just make shit. Like in the '80s, you could just get away with whatever you wanted to do.
Murder in the '80s.
And also, but I had also forgot because it had been years since I had seen Highlander 2. The original
quest to find 3 and 4. Apparently, those exist.
They do exist, and they're not good.
I
don't remember them fully.
We're watching,
but I don't remember them being very good.
It's happening.
That'll be another for your sequel episode. We'll watch Highlander 3 and 4. But I'd forgotten that there's an all-star cast in Highlander 2. There's because Lambert's back.
You get Lambert.
Lambert's back. Connery's back, but also they add the dynamic duo of John C. McGinley and Michael Ironside.
Boom! So, that's literally, you walked in, I imagined the director walking in with a cash sheet, laying the cash sheet in front of the producer, and the producer being like, yeah, okay, how much money did you need? Okay. You know what, I'm just gonna...
And most of that money was spent on sugar glass. Sets! And giants! Full-ass sets!
Set after every scene had its own individual set.
It was these giant...
monstrous fucking things.
These giant, like, Westwood, like, Bond sets. It's these huge... Because the first...
Space King.
Exactly, it's Space King.
It's Space King.
Yeah, we've mentioned both Space Vampires and Space King. These are upcoming Just Rock Productions.
These are movies that
films.
we would literally kill.
The greatest part, they blow everything up in one of the initial scenes. They blow everything the fuck up. Cut from the explosions, everything is fine. There's nothing that looks destroyed, and Lambert's
young again.
Lambert's young again, fucks a girl in the alley.
And this is the first 30 minutes of the movie. Because do you remember it at all?
No matter 5 minutes prior, him putting his dick in her.
Great. I remember nothing from that fucking movie.
Okay, the movie is basically all of the immortals are aliens that get shot through time.
It's a perfect explanation.
It makes no
because
fucking sense.
Fucking else.
It makes no sense.
How else are you gonna answer it with except with a big ass question mark and don't fucking ask?
So Michael Ironside sends his two peacock feathered henchmen, peacocked and goggle clad henchmen to the future to hunt down McLeod.
I remember this. I don't remember everything. I remember the kind of...
Yeah, he gets in a fight with them, and of course he kills the first one, and then he quickens, and he gets his power. And when he gets his power, every window in a 15-mile radius explodes, and he knows everything now, and he's out of his horrible old age makeup. And then once again, like you said, they cut to another scene, and everything's clean. There's not a car, and this explosion scene is 2.5 minutes.
It's a big.
It's nothing but explosions. Like it's
sugar glass,
overturning fucking cars and like blowing out storefront windows.
At the end, you want it to look, At the end, you want it to look like Baghdad in 2003. It doesn't look like that at all.
And then, but also this because that was also intercut with Connery getting shot through time because Connery is on the planet with McLeod, and then he gets shot through time to try to save him.
Underneath this plot hole after plot hole, Sean Connery got his head cut off
in the first one, and then in this one he's just fine.
Decapitated. He comes back, he's just fine.
So he
wished upon a star. Lambert wished upon a star, and
Darby O'Gill,
cricket show.
Yeah, Darby O'Gill and the Little People resurrect.
Named an Irishman Ramirez. Who thought of that? I'm going to shake his hand.
So, I love the fact that he was an Egyptian that spent most of his life in Japan, and then he lived and worked for the King of Spain.
Yes,
and spoke with a thick Scottish brogue.
And that's what I was telling him. Like even in Hunt for Red October, he's supposed to be this Russian commandant.
Yeah, and
when then he's like, the motherland will thank us when we. And Sam Neill is doing an amazing Russian.
Everybody in that fucking movie does an amazing accent,
except Sean Connery. The second male lead of the film.
You know what time he went to go see the Wimbledon?
What?
Tennis.
He killed me with that. We were watching this movie, and he's like, "Hey, did you know what time that Connery went to go see Wimbledon?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Tennis," and I fucking lost it. I was like, "Thank you for that." But no, Connery gets shot through time from his planet in the middle of a production of Hamlet that he steals from the actors. It's like it's in the middle of the Alas Poor Yorick scene, and so he
murdered Hamlet so well since Mel Gibson.
This is our time jump movie or whatever, where people are getting shot through space and time.
Oh yeah, to fight.
God damn it! If they made Highlander 2, they'll make our fucking movie.
I like how we just keep mentioning these movies, so our followers, so our audience will force us into making these.
You could watch the future on a plasma screen TV.
Yeah, and on the planet, they all had like HD TVs that was like closed circuit television of what was happening in the future. So Michael Ironside could constantly wring his hands and be like, "If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself." And so he zips through time. The train scene, which we giggled through the entire way through. He gets shot through time, and he ends up on a train that he then hijacks, and then he goes up to the conductor's booth, cranks the speed up to like Mach 7.
He went to 400 miles per hour
on a train.
And then making turns. No, nonchalant.
Not only that, but it runs out of track, and the train bursts through onto the street, and Michael Ironside's just like, "My kind of town," and then he just zips around, being a dick. You need to. It's on Netflix. You need to watch it again.
It's on my instant queue. I've been meaning, because when y'all started talking about it, and I was like, I remember that movie being super fucking. It's super disco balls.
It's Crazy Town Banana Pants. There was another movie that we wanted to watch beforehand, but it never quite happened. And I didn't. And this was it kind of ties into the genesis of Geek, just because this was one of the first things that I really became obsessed with. I didn't know that Hartman had seen any of Lynch's Dune. He saw the first 10 minutes of Lynch's Dune and was fascinated. Like he was really, really interested.
Something took precedence that night, so I only got to watch 10 minutes of it.
I tried watching it the other night, and to my discredit, like, I sat there and I was like,
Drake.
Fuck. I couldn't.
Thank you.
Could you not, really?
It's too goddamn thick.
It's very dense.
Thicker than fucking molasses.
It really is. And I was telling John, when in junior high, that was one of the first hard science fiction novels that I became really obsessed with. A friend of mine's dad, I was looking for. I just finished reading Lord of the Rings, which was my first big foray into hard fantasy after reading The Hobbit. And he was like, "Are you a science fiction fan?" I was like, "I'm a huge science fiction fan." And he was like, "Have you read Dune?" I was like, "I've never even heard of Dune." And so he handed me this book, and I read it and became really obsessed with it. And I asked for Christmas the sci-fi miniseries of Dune, which is a very faithful adaptation of the book in itself. It's this. the sprawling epic TV adaptation of Dune. I asked for that for Christmas, and then I received Lynch's Dune. And I saw the cover, and I'm like, this looks insane. Like, this looks really nutty, but it's Dune, so I really want to watch it. So I immediately ripped it out of the packaging and then put it in, and my jaw was on the floor.
Your Red Ryder BB game.
I was just completely floored by it, because it makes no apologies for the fact that it's just out the fuck there. Like, it never so the first 10 minutes, where did you stop? Like, what was the last thing that you remember seeing? I know you saw the Guild Navigators, or the big fish people in the tank.
That's probably the last thing I saw. Again, something took precedence that night, and I just kind of lost attention to the movie.
That for sure is going to be on your sequel episode, because we have to watch Dune
we'll
and
watch
talk about
Dune.
it.
We'll watch Heavy
Metal and Frankenstein Unbound. Gentlemen, that's all that I wanted to talk about. Unless there's any, I know we're probably going to move into emails now, but like there.
Can we talk some about Big Trouble in Little China?
God damn it! Yes. We'll always talk about Big Trouble, because that was the first time you had seen it, correct?
I once I watched it, I realized I had seen this before. It was probably just spacing out, flipping through channels. I'm like, well, let's watch this. Why the fuck not?
Hey, John Ball eyeballs. Let's put
I like Kurt Russell.
And gold.
It's amazing.
That's what it is. It's gold.
It really is.
It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
There's not a wasted frame in that entire movie. That movie's made even better, because I didn't know this. Was it you that told me, or was it Blaine that told both of us that it was supposed to be a Buckaroo Banzai sequel?
I don't know. He might have said it, but I remember, because I fucking troll trivia sites.
Yeah.
So
it was supposed to be a sequel.
I think I remember telling you, because like I looked up Buckaroo Banzai, and then I looked up because I watched fucking Big Trouble in Little China, and they said how they kind of John Carpenter, or whoever wrote John Carpenter, kind of crafted it to be, somebody created it to be a sequel.
Because I knew that whenever it was making its beginning, like it was about to start ramping up production. The germ of the idea was it was supposed to be a Buckaroo Banzai sequel. If in case in podcast land you don't know what we're talking about, Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension, you're a bad person. If you've, I genuinely think you're a bad person. So Hartman's a bad person because
have you not seen it?
Seen what?
Buckaroo Banzai. Peter Weller, Jeff Goldblum.
Super nutty sci-fi movie.
Oh, it's if you love Big Trouble in Little China, you're gonna love the shit out of Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah, imagine.
We'll put that on our list.
Yeah, it's going on the fucking list.
But it's Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah, it's. Go ahead, buddy. Big Trouble in Little China. It's perfect. Like there's never a time in which it's. You don't have to worry about making sounds, guy. We're fucking go ahead.
I'm trying to be professional here.
No, it's professional. Look who you're. We're in a trailer.
We're in a fucking trailer. Recording on top of a fucking tote.
You're fine.
It probably didn't even pick up what you just said.
Do it.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
Let's bring the mic over here so you can hear me pee.
Yeah.
He's standing at the door.
This podcast says as everything: humor, intelligence, water sports.
Hey,
I mentioned water sports earlier. I said I'd let Emily Blunt piss on me.
Justin, you know you do this when it's raining outside.
I totally do.
When it's raining, you just stand outside the door and pee.
I do it just period. Like I don't want to walk the extra 4 feet to my bathroom, so I'll just hang.
Do you ever think when you walk outside barefoot, I'm walking on my old pee?
No.
Oh.
Why would you?
Yeah, I'm going to now.
That's like whenever you go to Germany, it's like, there was a lot of people that were persecuted and died in this country.
I'm probably walking on the.
They got good beer though.
But so, Big Trouble in Little China, come back so we can talk about this movie. Yeah, it's
fucking great.
You know, they realize I'm not going to waste any time with fucking subplot and character development. Like I said earlier, we're just going to go to action. So we have that dialogue, but we don't want the audience to be confused. We're going to describe everyone's character into one sentence. So when we went to what was the antagonist name?
Lo Pan.
When they described Lil Pan, they didn't do shit except for one sentence. That reporter lady said, "Do you mean Lil Pan, the greatest Chinese emperor since fucking China, and the guy who raised hell, and the guy who spent millions of dollars?"
He's paraphrasing.
Yeah, I am paraphrasing. The guy
Mildly paraphrasing. He ain't paraphrasing too goddamn much.
The guy who owns the biggest whore ring in New York City, that Lil Pan.
They're like, yes, that Lil Pan.
That's all I needed to know. It took 15 seconds. The rest of it, action, blowing shit up.
Honestly,
Killing people.
How does the movie start? With Jack Burton driving the truck and being like, and he's talking on the radio. He's like,
podcast.
if you ever get
TV radio.
He's like, if you ever find yourself in Hong Kong City, you tell them. You go down and tell One-Eyed Marie that Jack Burton sent you, and he's just being a wise ass on this fucking.
It's like I told my ex-wife, I don't drive faster than I can see, and other than that, it's all in the reflexes, and he just fucking throws his. And it's brilliant. There's a reason. Oh my God! There's a reason that they put Kurt Russell's names on checks, and that fucking scene is it.
If you ever want to lose weight, put salt on your ass and go to a petting zoo, and stay away from the goats.
And he just throws it. It's amazing. He's just dropping these random.
That was Buseyism. By the way, it was like Gary Buseyism. The reason I said that was because everything you just mentioned that podcast that he's doing over CB Radio, Jack Burton, and
it's just him dropping science like to.
It almost makes you wish that Gary Busey played the role.
That's it. We're rebooting Big Trouble in Little China, and we're gonna pay Gary Busey in a mound of pure Colombian heroin.
No. Busey's clean now. Busey's clean.
Bullshit.
Just all you gotta do is just give him a shitload of vitamins and seaweed. And
I know I've had a lot of whiskey, and I'll believe pretty much anything you tell me, but bullshit!
It's not happening. I'm drawing a line across this. You do not cross.
Also, dude.
This is probably the loudest.
I don't care. I'm not messing with the levels on this at all.
No, fuck it.
I'm genuinely really glad that you enjoyed Big Trouble in Little China. I figured that you really would.
And if this is what nerddom is about,
it's exactly what nerd do.
Watching these really cheesy sci-fi.
That's exactly what it is.
Watching 80s movies to know, because I love 80s movies. I masturbated to the scene in Excalibur where they're fucking each other.
Oh my God!
Again and again and again.
Oh man, that's a Matt trigger warning.
Excalibur in big fucking letters. In my notes, I've got a bunch. Literally, it's just a list of the movies and books that I read that made me become a nerd. And Excalibur is in all capital letters.
Just saw it. Excalibur is a trigger warning for Matt.
When I was 16, I went back to Kentucky for a month just to visit family, and I stayed on. I pulled 2 couches together, made a bed, and I had 3 VHSs. I had E.T.
Great.
I had a Star Trek VHS. I don't remember the fuck it was. One of the Star Treks. And I had
Wrath of Khan or
who the fuck knows? I don't know. The one Star Trek movie. Does that narrow it down?
Bingo, write it down.
I know. I've got Star Trek in my notes.
You know, Wrath of Khan.
Oh yeah.
Be specific.
That and Excalibur.
Oh my God! Seriously.
I watched Excalibur the whole way through once, but I went to that titty scene again and again because I'm 16 and I like touching my penis. You hear me out there, America?
Wait. Which titty scene? Now, wait.
There's more than one?
There's a lot.
There's a
few. The first one.
Alright, the first one where the girl gets raped.
No, it's a consensual thing, and it's like a
bullshit.
It's a dude in a suit. It's
yeah, that's a rape.
It's all rape.
It's a rape scene.
He's in full fucking armor, and it's not her husband. She's getting raped. Fun side fact.
Maybe I masturbated to rape.
No, fuck it.
I'm writing that down.
We all masturbate to rape. It's sex. No, fun side story.
We should call this episode "My Dinner with Captain America: trigger warning."
The girl that was in that first scene where he's having Lady Igraine.
I saw a guy in a suit of armor. Yeah. I saw a lady on.
Yeah, it's the scene.
It's that too.
Yeah, it's that.
You know who that girl is? That's John Borman's daughter.
The director of the film's daughter.
He filmed his daughter getting raped.
So who's the more messed up person? The guy who
John
filmed his daughter getting raped?
John Borman,
the guy who likes seeing titties and touching his penis.
Fuck you!
Who gives a shit if it's rape?
Okay.
Speaking of John Borman, I'm writing down. I'm writing down Zardos.
Okay. Speaking of rape or sin.
Oh wow.
That's a horrible segue.
Murdering people. Raping people. Segue.
Quality podcasting.
Wait, pause. I'm gonna do a line of coke off this hooker's titty.
No.
You bring me that Serbian boy a finger.
No. Okay. You said you watched that a lot to masturbate.
Just that one scene.
No. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. You know what mine was?
It's probably the same as mine.
No. I stand alone in the boat. I stand alone in this boat. Nobody fucking watches this movie for the shit that I watch it for.
Is it Viper?
Nope. He got game.
Holy shit! That's going from a left fucking field.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't even think I've seen it.
He Got Game is about...
Not missing much.
It's a Spike Lee movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a great movie. It's about fucking super black man. Denzel Washington.
A superlative to that movie.
I thought you were gonna say.
No. I'm not saying it's good. I've watched maybe 20 minutes of it, and the 20 minutes are the 20 minutes I'm about to explain. Denzel Washington is a con. He gets out, and his son's like a super hot basketball star, and he's trying to teach his son not to be a piece of shit, even though he's living as a piece of shit. And he hangs out with this hooker. He doesn't fuck her. I don't know. It's. I barely watched the movie. I've watched this one scene more times than I've watched
most movies ever.
It's the scene where the titular character, the main character of the movie, his name isn't in the fucking movie. The main character of the movie is Denzel Washington's son, and his name is Jesus.
Spike Lee.
Exactly. His name is Jesus, and at one point he goes to a party. He's like, "Hey, my man," this big black this black motherfucker comes up. He's like, "Hey, my man, hey, I got something upstairs for you. Why don't you come with me?" And Jesus, the character, Christ, this feels stupid saying.
No, keep going.
Jesus is like he's a good guy. He is.
I agree.
He's
Jesus.
He's a good guy, and he goes up to this party or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, check this out, man." And he opens his door, and there's these two big-titted bitches laying on this bed, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave you to it, brother. And he pushes him in, and then that motherfucker just leaves. And so he walks over, he's like, how's it going, girls? It's real good. And they're being super flirtatious, and they're just, and they're being super flirty with him, and then he's like, yeah. And then, it quick cuts to them just fucking like rabbits. Hard. Two bitches on one dude. One's on his fucking chest, one's on his dick. And they're just like, fuck me, Jesus, fuck me. Not Super Sluts 9. Not that one. No. Giant fucking tits bouncing up and down. They're slapping the fucking walls, and he's just banging these bitches like he's building a fucking house. He's just nailing these bitches hard. And, it lasts for a while. Enough for a 14-year-old boy to come to.
Mine was Starship Troopers.
We took a huge fucking tangent.
Don't care.
I don't fucking care.
Mine was Starship Troopers.
Yeah, mine was Viper. That's why I brought this
What's
up.
Viper?
I've never seen fucking Viper.
I've never even heard of Viper.
Because it probably lasted about 3 episodes, but growing up when I was 12 years old...
It was a TV show?
It was a TV show.
That had tits.
It's like,
Red Shoe Diaries?
Oh my god,
anyway, Viper based around this fancy car that does everything for supercars.
Holy shit! I remember this. It was on UPN.
Oh my god, I think I remember.
Anyway,
I remember this.
I had a TV, a portable TV. Back in the day, a portable TV. It was the size. It was 6.
Yeah, you pushing the fuck out of me, sir.
It was 6 inches by 4 inches by 3 feet. It was just
it was a big motherfucker.
I could carry a rifle in there and nobody would know because it was it was a portable TV.
Yeah, it was a big.
That's what I had, and I had an antenna. I had the rabbit ears. I put the rabbit ears up, and I pulled whatever I could. The only thing I
And
could find...
you were in high style, my friend, because poor people didn't have that shit. That was...
I had a black and white. I had a black and white TV.
No.
I stole this.
Okay. All right.
I'm not ashamed.
I paid for this.
Point proven. Okay, keep going.
So, hey, Viper. Yeah, bring it.
Viper. I don't know what the show was about. I know it was about the car, the Viper, and it's like Knight or Kit. It's like Kit, the Mustang.
Yeah, the Kit, yeah.
And all I see is tits. I'm 12 years old. I've never touched myself in my life. So what did I do?
Touch your fucking self.
First I grabbed a bottle of hair conditioner, which is great as a lubricant. Can I say this?
Well, hope you're taking notes. You can say whatever you want. Hope you're taking notes, America.
Is this mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Hair conditioner, like shampoo conditioner?
Yes. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Hair conditioner.
Okay. I thought, like, in my head, I was thinking, like...
if you've never tried it, if there is hair conditioner within your reach...
It's super creamy, goddammit. Jerk off with it.
Go watch Viper, grab a bottle of hair conditioner, and go to Funky Town on your cock. I swear it's the greatest experience of your life. All the same, 12 years old, that was my first thing on that portable TV. The screen is only about 7 inches from corner to corner, and black and white. It's
fucking
I did a...
No, because I had a cable box, and I got... Go ahead. Fuck it. Because he's an American hero. I'm not going to tell an American hero.
Yeah, we're not going to deny...
I'll pitch in.
No, okay, so, no, the thing...
Rocky and I are drinking vodka, and Matt's...
he's slugging.
And
not
Hartman...
put fucking Maker's Mark in front of me and say, don't drink it. That's like you telling a wolf, throwing red meat in front of a wolf and telling him not to eat it. It's not gonna happen. He's gonna eat it. Right. I'm gonna drink it.
Mine was Starship Troopers. I constantly rented.
First rated R movie I'd ever seen.
I constantly rented Starship Troopers because of the interracial shower scenes. The interracial. That was the XXX parody of Starship Troopers called Starship Blacksnake. Two motherfucking buku. I constantly rented Starship Troopers, not only for the tits, but just because it had monsters and blood in it, and Doogie Howser.
Yeah,
I just thought it was an entertaining as shit movie.
Okay, I haven't seen that since I was...
Starship Troopers? Oh, Jesus.
Is Doogie Howser?
He's one of the main characters. Yeah.
Okay. My masturbation thing was I got Cinemax on my cable box, but it was black and white and it had no sound. But I would literally sit on my knees, because it was at the end of my bed. I'd sit on my knees at the end of the bed and just make sure, I'd keep my hands on the button so if somebody came in.
Yes. You have to sit by the cable box with you one hand on your dick, another hand on the channel
just button. So if somebody came in,
furiously beating your cock.
So if somebody came in, it's like, oh no, we don't get porn channels. I'm just jerking it to the shopping network.
I'm just telling myself that this game show is sexy. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
This is already the best episode that we've ever done. I don't know how we should just stop. There's nowhere we can go but down from this.
Pull the Seinfeld, just take off when you're on top. I get it.
All right. I wanted to bring up two fucking things, and one of them's kind of been brought up.
Okay.
Excalibur.
Yeah.
I've got literally a list of fucking shit that I wanted to talk about, but we're running low.
Other than me masturbating to the tits.
And you screaming, leaning and screaming into the mic about...
Excalibur is literally one of my hands down all-time favorite movies. I literally can put it in... God damn it, that's two.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say anything.
I can put it in at any point in time.
It's always entertaining.
Fucking watch it. The other one was... I got a shitload, but I'll just mention this other one. The Hobbit.
Yes.
The animated Hobbit.
The animated Hobbit.
Jesus Christ. Have you seen the animated Hobbit?
No.
You've never seen the animated Hobbit? Rankin and Bass's Hobbit?
Write it down.
Write it down.
I've read The Hobbit.
The great
distant adventures is hell to begin. Jesus. Yeah, it's a musical. It's
semi-musical.
It's amazing.
And at the end, it's got what's his name? Super crazy German.
Brother.
No,
The guy that plays Gollum?
No, not Brother Theodore. They have a British monk. They have a British monk that does
That plays Gollum.
No, it's who they went to before Klaus Kinski was born.
Jesus.
Oh fuck! I'll have to pull up his name. But anyway, that movie literally, like, I watched it as a kid. Literally, I watched it a shitload as a kid.
Damn.
A drink.
He's taking the rules. No, you laid down these rules. We're following them, motherfucker.
I had taking like a damn champ.
I had three. I had three of them. So
Jameson taking a cock. He's just going to town.
It's about the same way I take a cock. So
these are the jokes that we're telling you.
But The Hobbit, like, it's another one of those movies. I'm gonna fastball through all the movies that, like, literally I could watch at any point in time. Beetlejuice, The Hobbit,
Blade Runner,
Excalibur, Blade Runner.
Is Beetlejuice a nerddom movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh Christ, yeah. And this is
that
something
was a mainstream thing y'all despise.
No. I
like Beetlejuice.
I text Justin.
I have a thing about Tim Burton.
He hates Tim Burton.
But I do love me some Beetlejuice.
I texted Justin.
Have we not talked about this? My thing about Tim Burton?
We talked about it on
Tim
this.
Burton.
He hasn't heard it. Anyway, I texted Justin this a couple of days ago when we were talking about shooting this show, recording it, whatever. And this is where fans watch a movie and enjoy it, like Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. There's people out there. Everybody fucking watched Beetlejuice, I'm sure, at one point or another.
Mm-hmm.
The nerds.
If you have ABC Family on Halloween, you've seen Beetlejuice,
exactly. Or if you have ABC Family, period.
Hocus Pocus.
You've seen,
exactly.
Which I also love.
I love the fuck out of Hocus Pocus.
I do love the shit out of Hocus Pocus.
I love seeing Sarah Jessica Parker's tits.
Oh god, she is an amazing. And Doug Jones. It's one of the first Doug Jones.
And it's one of his favorite roles.
God damn it.
Anyway,
Sarah Jessica Parker's rockin' tits. Doug Jones. What's not to love? And Bette Midler, because I'm a faggot.
Yeah, because you're gay. A fan can watch movies and enjoy them, and a nerd watches it 1,000 fucking times and enjoys it no less with each and every viewing.
It's always joyful. It doesn't lose its luster.
It's always great for the nerd.
Uh-huh.
The nerd loves the fuck. Like Excalibur. I can watch Excalibur every day of the week and not be bored.
Yeah.
Because it's like, remember, there's always something cleverer than yourself when he's laying in the fucking river.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most obscure fucking line I can come up with, and it's still burned into my fucking brain.
Excalibur is one of the only movies that as soon as because I watched it, you were the first one that showed me it all the way through, because I was vaguely aware of it. When we were still living together,
oh my god.
Matt and I were in a domestic partnership for a bit, and we shared a house.
We were life partners.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I watched it, and then as soon as it ended, I restarted it, loaded another bowl, and then watched it again. Because I couldn't not. I was so floored by what I had seen.
It was the same thing. All these movies were just formative of my life. Like, I literally... We're gonna break ourselves.
But
because fucking Morgan from Off Topical called us out on it.
He called us out very subtly.
Wait, what? Just now?
No.
He sent us a Cyanide and Happiness
he sent us a tweet.
Webcomic.
He sent us a tweet, and he's like, guys, that episode was literally the best episode of Alan Moore's Porch, literally, that I've ever heard. And then he put hashtag literally. I was like, you fucking shit.
But once again, why listen to Off Topical when you can get masturbation tips and John Boorman facts from Alan Moore's Porch.
For those of you who don't know, this is me rubbing my dick on the microphone.
You're welcome.
Oh my God.
You're welcome, America. You are welcome.
9.5 inches of uncut American meat.
And that's a war hero's cock.
Single, clean, it's all yours.
Single malt dick. But
I should probably never do that.
This is the worst fucking episode.
No, it's the best one. It's the
worst and the best.
This is the one I can hear us bleeding listeners. Like just I can hear just legions, or I say legions. The 24 people that listen to this before are just running away from us.
70% of our fan base is women, and
we've alienated the shit out of them already.
Someone's gonna murder me.
No, like he was saying, to get.
Well, for fuck's sake, be interesting.
Wait, backtracking. They've already stopped listening, but John Hartman did say that he does appreciate and love fangirls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
he loves nerdy bitches.
So that's all of our listeners.
And that's the
fangirls is.
So I know this is. I'm gonna have to make a note of it on Twitter. Fangirls that are listening to this, and I'll put it up when we do it through Tumblr. For the love of God, ignore his first comment where he says all women are stupid. Hang on for the point where he says that.
Stay with us, because 4 minutes later, and another scotch afterwards.
He like very shortly afterwards. He's like, I really dig like nerd girls because they know their shit.
I can talk to them.
Exactly. The dopey bitches.
I don't have to fight for every question in my mind to pop up for a one-word answer.
Mole bitches. He doesn't like talking to mole bitches.
But because like I'm trying to think of other Clockwork Orange was really important.
All right.
Was really important to me as a kid was really.
God, you're a fucking deviant.
Yeah, I watched that as a kid because that was actually
one allowed that to happen.
I got
same parent that allowed me to jump naked on his sister's trampoline.
No.
I
was given a Clockwork Orange by a teacher. A teacher.
That was a good idea.
That teacher is now jobless.
He gave me because
truth or real or not, is that motherfucker still working?
Yes.
Okay.
He's
because you didn't report his ass.
He gave me. I had mentioned that I'd never seen it, but I was a big fan of Kubrick because I'd seen Strangelove and 2001 at the time, but I'd never seen A Clockwork Orange. So he's like, hang on a second, So he left, and then he came back, because I was his teacher's aide, and he handed me this ratty fucking VHS copy of A Clockwork Orange, and he goes, watch that whenever you get home, and then come to talk to me about it next day.
I told you my dad did that to me.
2001.
2001.
I'm really glad you're telling this story, because it's one of my favorite stories that you have.
My dad, like, it was super fucking boring, and my dad was like, here. I was like, I want to fucking watch a movie. He's like, oh, you want to watch a movie?
You have 4 drinks, by the way, because you said like.
Oh, Christ, did I?
So, yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I was
5 now. 6.
Did I?
Yeah. Sorry.
Are you fucking... Are you...
He's not paying attention at all.
I'm sexting.
Yeah.
I'm not picking this up.
You've got 6.
He's waiting for a... What?
Exactly. The German.
This isn't the German.
Oh. God damn it! Jesus Christ, Hartman. Christ.
You're married. I'll take you under my wing. It's not hard.
He's a fucking Loretta Lynn song. He's got one on the way.
So, Clockwork Orange was really important to me.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
2001 Star Trek. Because I used to stay up impossibly late watching Star Trek.
I didn't want to, because I had so many fucking notes. The only other note that I'll bring up is the band X.
Oh, god damn it. You introduced me to X.
I introduced Justin to X as a professor introduced me to X. And he was like, oh, you like the Sex Pistols? He's like, you like the Sex Pistols? I was like, yeah, I really like the Sex Pistols.
You can flip the whole thing.
And I told him, I was like, the Sex Pistols are great. I was like, they're just... And I was like, they only made one fucking album.
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. I don't give a shit. Like, you made a really good album, but I'm supposed to consider you a god because you made one fucking great album?
Mm-hmm.
The X is a band, LA. He
Don't pay attention to what I'm doing.
Okay. He's showing.
He's rifling through my notebook.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Ignore me!
Partridge and Hartman are comparing cock sizes in visual aspects. I didn't know who X was, and then I got it, and I'm still very pissed that I don't have Wild Gift. It's one of their albums.
Mm-hmm.
X is John Doe, Exene Cervenka, and
I fucking forgot that it was John Doe.
John Doe! That's the motherfucker!
Oh.
He literally gave birth to West Coast punk.
Yeah.
He literally squatted down and gave birth to to West Coast punk. John Hartman, I want you to be in this, so I'm going to explain to you who.
I'll stop my sexting for a few seconds.
I know enough of who you are, and I pray to God you've seen this movie. Have you ever seen Pure Country?
Yes.
I knew you fucking had it.
Of course he has.
He's
wearing boots right now.
It's a great
But it is a great movie.
You remember his drummer in
Yeah.
the kind of, he's like, when he shows up at his grandma's house and he's like, I knew he'd be here or whatever. You know, he was a super shitty. That guy is John Doe.
Hot shit! I completely forgot that was John Doe.
Or if you've ever seen Great Balls of Fire.
He's in Great Balls of Fire?
He's Winona Ryder's dad. He's the cousin. Because Jerry Lee Lewis marries his second cousin. His first cousin is John Doe, the man who gave birth to West Coast punk. Anyway, I went on a huge fucking tangent.
No, that's another episode. I want music. I want you to do a music episode.
Because that's my like Partridge. Fuck.
Fuck!
Partridge has comics. I have
music. Yeah.
I'm a huge music nerd. But Exene Cervenka, John Doe, they were married or in a relationship at one point. They had a band called X. It's just the fucking letter X. That's it. And it's literally one of the greatest punk music bands ever made. Fucking listen to them. That was another thing that kind of it kind of opened the door for more fucking weird music, and I've literally just gone wild.
If you like this movie, I apologize, but I thought it was terrible.
Oh my god, this is great.
This is good.
SLC Punk was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I never saw it.
I enjoyed the shit out of it.
It was terrible.
I was a big fan of it. I really, really liked it.
What the fuck is it about?
It's about punks. It's
in Utah, Mormons in Utah.
It's about two kids
have to go to fucking Colorado to buy
beer. I wanted to explain this. If he told me using his description, I'm like, Jesus, this sounds like a horrible fucking movie. If we cut that out of time and removed it, and we went back 5 minutes and had Justin explain it to me, I'm like, oh my god, that's a great fucking movie, I want to watch it. But from what you described, I immediately hate this fucking movie.
I didn't even describe it.
I can sell the shit out of it.
You can sell the shit out of it, but
Hartman will just tell you it's shitty.
Have you seen Sid and Nancy?
You seen it? What?
Sid and Nancy.
Sid and Nancy.
The movie about Sid Vicious.
Sid Vicious and his...
I don't even know who Sid Vicious is.
Sid Vicious is a guitarist for
Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistols.
Okay.
They only made one fucking album because they were so disconjointed that they couldn't keep their shit together for more than 6 fucking minutes.
That's actually one of my favorites.
The Sex Pistols can fuck themselves.
I've got the bigger dick. No, I've got the bigger dick.
Exactly. They're a bunch of cocksuckers.
No, I got the bigger dick.
Johnny Rotten. Individually, the Sex Pistols are great. The Sex Pistols as a band and how they've been iconic, just been turned into this godlike figure. Go fuck yourself.
That's actually one of my favorite text exchanges that you and I have ever had, because I rewatched Sid and Nancy when we were still living together, and I was going through a horrible breakup, and I was super depressed. And the only thing that I was doing was I was just sitting in a
Jew bar. He was watching depressing movies, and he was listening to He was listening to Belle and Sebastian.
He
was a mopey bitch.
But the only thing that I would do, I would get up, I would eat, I would smoke weed, I would watch movies.
My wife thought he was dead. My wife was like, she's like, I'm worried. She's like, I think one day I'm going to come home and I'm going to find Justin in his bedroom with a gunshot wound.
Because I would just stay in my bedroom, drink, smoke weed, and watch horrible, like, depressing shit. And I was up very, very late, and at the time...
You'd watch Pie and then go to sleep.
Yeah, like, I would just sobbingly masturbate to Requiem for a Dream, and then cry myself to sleep after drinking myself into stupor.
One of them.
But one night I was up really, really late, and at the time Matt and his wife worked nights, and we were texting back and forth, and I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about watching Sid and Nancy," and Matt texts me with the response like, "Are you thinking about drinking bleach at the same time? Like, are you gonna die by the time we come home from lunch?" It was so great.
You don't fucking watch Sid and Nancy. It's like,
I do enjoy it.
Hey, honey. It's Sunday afternoon. We got the kids for the weekend. Let's watch Sid.
My left foot.
Like, let's watch Gods and Monsters. That's a fun movie to pop in.
Hey, we got the family over. Let's watch Pie. All right, let's go to the emails. We got to wrap this up.
We're really okay.
So.
If I have a vote, I say the road is the most depressing thing I've ever
Oh my god! No.
And I love the road.
I refuse to watch the movie because I read the book and
this was great.
The book.
Yeah,
the book ruined me.
Okay. Tell me about
The book ruined me.
The book was, and I read the book, and my friend gave it to me. He was like, "This is probably the most depressing book you'll ever read." And I was like, "Okay." I read it, and I was like, at one point, I was like, "Jesus Christ!" I was like, "I can't." And I read the book, and then they were making a movie with Viggo Mortensen, and Justin was like, "It's such a great movie." I was like, "I don't give a."
There's a guy you haven't heard in the last decade.
Viggo Mortensen is great.
Mortensen.
That movie was
good stuff.
That movie was great.
Eastern Promises. I didn't give a fuck about how good it was. I was like, "It's."
Have you still never seen it? Have you still
No,
seen it?
I'm not gonna watch that fucking movie.
You need to see it.
I don't give a shit.
At least watch it once.
Depressing from opening shot to end shot.
Exactly. It's
not
a happy moment.
Yeah, there's not a happy frame in that entire movie.
Okay, that Dorothy Lang portrait of that 30-year-old mother in the Depression that was holding her children
and just sitting
and
on
just
it.
being stoic and sad. Imagine that hour and 30 minutes
with Michael K. Williams.
I don't want to fucking watch that.
Omar coming with.
Oh Christ. Anyway,
get to the emails. We have to wrap this up. We have to close this goddamn show.
This is a long email. I'm glad.
Oh, awesome.
I'm glad we're. Oh, this is.
We're getting emails.
Yeah, it's
you have no idea
because John is new to the show.
Okay, first of all, we thought about faking emails just to give ourselves something to talk about.
Don't fucking no.
Oh, bullshit!
We can't show behind the curtain.
We're real.
How do we know this isn't a fake email?
No,
how do we know?
There's a picture. There's a picture of a real human being.
I can't get a picture of a real human being on Google.
Hey, okay, I guarantee. I swear. Okay, I need something to swear on. Okay, I swear on my daughter's life.
Oh wow! Now
we swear on the name of Isaac Asimov.
No, fuck Isaac Asimov. I swear I'm telling the truth. That's all the bullshit. You need to know between Isaac Asimov and my daughter. I don't give a shit about Isaac Asimov.
We swear on the name of Grant Morrison.
I swear. No, because
I get it. Don't make me feel bad. Just read.
No,
telling the truth. I will tell you this, people. Matt Turner is telling the truth. Read the damn email.
Okay.
We asked for when we started. Let me give a bit of.
Okay, wait. I want to give this because Justin texted me earlier and was like, "So we don't have any questions." I was like, "You didn't ask for fucking questions."
I didn't ask for questions.
You asked for how these people became nerds.
I want people to bring Captain America back on the air. That's what I want people to email. Bring me back on.
When we first started asking for emails, I asked for questions or suggestions to give Hartman in his
this is what you asked for because it's literally people telling you what made them nerds, and it could hypothetically further his education.
Yes.
All right, so interesting.
This is Diana from Between the Panels. She's a writer. She's a writer for Between the Panels, and she sent us an email.
And she has no hair. Okay. I guess this is a picture of her and she shaved her head.
This is she's playing Fontaine in Les Mis.
God could we not want to have sex with her more?
Faggots!
Exactly. Okay. From Diana. Diana. Interesting question, guys. Let me see if I can boil down a few high points. Age 10. I don't know if these are supposed to be... Yeah, age 10. Batman cartoons. Specifically, Batman Beyond. Still my favorite Batman. Sorry, Bruce.
Oh.
I watch that every Saturday morning.
You can...
I was a big Batman the Animated Series fan.
I'm a huge...
I liked Batman
Beyond was great, but I was a huge...
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, fucking Kevin Conroy.
We've
You put his name on a check, he showed up and did...
We've extensively covered Kevin Conroy.
All right. So, that's our opinion on that. I do love Batman Beyond, though. It's
a good show.
My wife is a huge fan. She's bought several seasons of it. Oh, my wife wanted me to mention that her first foray into nerddom was...
Yeah, I don't care.
Toonami.
Oh my god, she does.
Oh, yes! I was a big fan of Toonami.
And after that, her next step was...
I gotta ask, she's been... being around you two is like diving into the deep end of geekdom. And she's just now getting into the realm.
No.
She's been a geek for a really long time.
She's been super heavy.
That's what I assumed. Okay.
She was a big manga and anime geek.
Because after she started watching, we'll explain. Okay. After she started watching anime on Toonami, she started getting her next step. Jesus fucking Christ. Was
we're at a minute 50.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah, we've been talking for a minute. No, keep
going. 50. Sorry.
Was Akira?
Yeah.
Her next step was Akira.
Oh, you mean Akira? Because we're Americans and we're in America.
Hey, ladies, this is the Dan Harmon who says bagels.
The first three letters are bad.
Okay.
It's Akira though.
Age 11. No, it's not. Age 11 to 13. My first forays into fantasy and sci-fi. I saw the Star Wars trilogy for the first time, and then the prequels started coming out. I discovered the science fiction fantasy section of the library. Major hits included the Xanth series, in parentheses, ... Yeah.
See, I've never read those, but I've heard they're good.
She's a hardcore nerd.
Oh, Dark is Rising, though!
Dark is Rising. Tamora Pierce, my wife has read that. Harry Potter, in parentheses, and Animorphs.
I was a big Animorphs fan.
My wife has read that.
I like Animorphs.
This time period also coincided with going online for the first time and getting involved in Star Wars fandom. This is also around the first time that I started earnestly trying to write speculative fiction of my own. I think that's funny how everybody that reads it wants to write it.
I do. I'm still struggling with fan fiction.
Alright. Age 14 to 17, the Lord of the Rings trilogy was released throughout my high school years, as were the first few Harry Potter films.
Mine too.
She obviously means the film.
Yeah, because my birthday present for a while was going to see the Lord of the Rings movies.
A heady time to be a nerd indeed. I read more hard science fiction in high school, including Frank Herbert, James Chittree Jr., and Asimov. I started becoming a feminist too. And I love the aforementioned Tiptree Jr., Octavia Butler, and Margaret Atwood's science fictions. I remained obsessed with Star Wars and also began watching the Whedonverse shows, starting with Angel Whoops. Also in TV land, Stargate. Wow! Stargate blew my mind. Heart SG-1. First, I'm going to make two notes. A couple of notes! I started with
Buffy. I watched Buffy first. I was obsessed with Buffy.
I'm talking about fiction. I started with T.A. Barone's Merlin series, and I read the fuck out of it.
See, I read the first one of that, and I really fucking loved it.
Oh my god, they were so fucking great, and they were like before fucking Harry Potter came out. So I was like, because when my aunt gave me Harry Potter, I was like, fuck Harry Potter, I don't want to read it.
I kind of fought Harry Potter for a while too.
I did too, until everybody was fucking reading it, and then I was like, okay, I'll read it. But anyway, and we're gonna dedicate a whole episode to him, so I'll make
Harry Potter?
No, fuck no. To Kurt Vonnegut.
Okay.
I'm willing
Oh,
to...
damn, I didn't even know.
I'm willing to dedicate an entire fucking episode to Kurt Vonnegut. I don't know if the master's on board, but...
Am I coming on that one?
Kurt Vonnegut? Have you read
You
any
might,
Kurt
because
Vonnegut?
he's read it. He's met him, and he's read a shit ton of Vonnegut.
Oh my god.
He's clearly dead now, and I've read quite a bit.
I'm so pissed off.
Have you read Slaughterhouse-Five?
Yes.
Billy Pilgrim.
Yes.
It was based on my uncle Billy Hartman. He's a good friend of the family, and before he died, I did get to meet him at my grandmother's funeral.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to excuse me while I fellatiate Mr. Hartman.
He's cleaning the cum out of his pants right now.
Oh my god, seriously, like...
I've got a picture.
Continue with the email. We've got to wrap this up.
I was so pissed that I couldn't
Hartman's got a German chick to bone.
Alright, age 18 plus, mostly out of my formative years, but I didn't read my first comic book until I got into college. So I have to shout out Marvel. The first comics I read were Marvel, the White Tiger miniseries, and the Immortal Iron Fist.
Oh, god damn it!
I got into DC and indie stuff after that. There was a lot more going on, but these were some of the major media events that had a hand in making me the pedantic dork that I am today. Cheers, dude. Looking forward to the
pedantic dork. I kind of want to put that on a business card.
I'm a pedantic dork.
These are the people that write to us.
That's amazing.
I love it.
And this is another thing we can take time to discuss it because usually we have them asking questions and they're literally just telling.
I was really obsessed with the Whedonverse whenever I was in junior high. Because I started watching Buffy and I got really into that.
This is a woman from Lisa. I'm not going to give her last name just in case she doesn't want to get it. I'm going to say Lisa B.
All right.
And she, as far as I know, is not someone that we've paid.
The last name is too complicated to pronounce. That's why he doesn't want to say it.
Fuck you. It's hard to say, but I could struggle.
We've had a couple drinks. We're not gonna.
Okay.
If I find out that you've been drinking all night with me, I'm gonna be...
Okay, where's my drink? Speaking of,
getting dry.
My family are to blame for my nerdiness. My brother started it off. Through him, I discovered Star Wars, Batman, and the Transformers. My mother made me watch films like War of the Worlds with the color switched off.
Oh.
In parentheses.
Nice.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and I'm sure you're talking about the original.
Yeah.
The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Amazing.
And I'm pretty fucking sure you're talking about the original. Silent Running.
Oh, god damn!
Batteries Not Included.
Holy shit!
Love it.
And the Star Trek films.
Nice.
The BBC showed Star Trek.
Deep Space Nine, I admit it.
I'm a big Deep Space Nine fan.
The BBC showed Star Trek TOS and TNG.
Original series and Next Generation.
And I was hooked. They also repeated Jerry Anderson's Thunderbirds.
Hot shit!
Captain Scarlet and Stingray.
Stingray!
Side note, I'm two discs away from getting Stingray on my DVD queue in Netflix.
Stand by for action!
So anything could happen in the next half hour. They also showed some old Doctor Who episodes, which led to the fourth becoming my favorite.
Yeah.
Alright, I was really partial to the fifth.
When I was a kid, they showed Doctor Who on PBS, but I wasn't completely aware of what it was. It was a show that scared the shit out of me.
Because it was nuts.
And I just thought that the guy in the scarf was really awesome. And I didn't really know what was going on until the Sci-Fi started showing Christopher Eccleston again.
Mom, oh my god, this means she's from Britain.
Awesome!
Obviously, because she said the BBC showed...
International listeners! Legitimacy!
Oh my god.
Suck on that, off-topical!
We are so fucking happy. Mum, M-U-M, oh my god, I love you, Lisa, also made me read John Wyndham books.
See, I don't even know who that is.
I don't even know who that is, so that's... Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for educating us.
Lisa, I've got a tongue for your vagina.
It's
waiting for you.
We're gonna send Harmon to your house specifically to orally pleasure you.
Okay,
don't say that Alan Moore's Porch doesn't do anything for its audience.
John Wyndham books, which led to Jules Verne, which led to, and to H.G. Wells,
Amazing.
And spread from there to Stephen Baxter
Ooh!
and Ben Bova. Name dropper.
God damn!
You literally just dropped
There's only 3 of those names that I know! Our listeners are educating us!
Oh my god.
Oh, amazing.
May I read the next one?
Yeah,
I think that's the only one we have.
Wait. Alright, and I think we've got one more.
Hang on, did you finish that one?
Yeah, that was...
He did.
Yeah, she didn't put up, this is from so-and-so.
Well, fucker.
Alright.
If you don't mind, I'd like to read the next one.
Alright, read this one. And I fucking mean it. Read it. I want you to read it.
Listen, give your most dramatic...
No, don't dramatic, just read the motherfucker. I don't want you to read it halfway through.
Alright,
I'm not fucking reading.
Go.
First off, I can't read Korean.
I don't fucking read.
From Robert Silver.
Okay.
Greetings, friends. I am Miss Silver from Côte d'Ivoire.
Why are you whispering? Hang on.
No, fucking shut the fuck up!
Sorry!
Go straight to the goddamn mic! Get off his ass!
I'm sorry. I'm trying to direct from the floor.
Get off his ass! He's close enough to the
I got lambasted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Here's a trick.
Please.
Here's a trick I learned. No matter what
I'm gonna edit this out. And by edit this out, I mean I'm gonna drink more and pretend that it didn't happen.
This is what's gonna happen when we drink a lot and have Hartman on the show. It's just gonna
just a rambling 4-hour episode.
Go fuck yourself! That's what's
given the deep resonating voice that I have, I can say
please fucking go.
Okay, please.
I can say
I'm stepping back.
Back off!
Gotcha.
Anything that I say, if I put in the deep resonated voice, Grandma's potato salad, it's gonna sound sexy. Nothing is sexy about Grandma's potato salad, but when I say
that
it like
breathy,
that,
yes. Please continue.
Greetings, friends. I am Miss Silver from Côte d'Ivoire, writing to you from Ghana, West Africa. There you go.
Ooh.
That'll toot your horn a little bit.
Damn.
You're up in West Africa.
Intercontinental listeners. I can.
I decided to contact you after much consideration to discuss an important issue concerning my inheritance, which my late father left. This is a...
No, keep going! No, keep going! Please keep going!
This isn't a real email!
No, I don't care! Keep going! Just keep going!
This is
Dance, monkey! Just
read the motherfucking email!
Concerning my inheritance, which my late father left before his death. He had a domiciliary account in Europe, which has large amount under some conditions. Which is the reason I contacted you. On hearing from you, I will give you more details for your understanding. Sincerely, Miss Silver, the woman with a penis.
Alright.
So here's what the fuck just happened? I just heard spam on your damn podcast.
First of all, I thought me and Justin both thought this was a fucking joke. No. We thought this fucking email because we've never gotten it. And when I got it, I was like, oh my god!
Oh shit! We were really excited.
I was really excited because I was like, yay, we get to read this on air.
But it's... I just got a hard on reading that and you set me up for failure!
Wait. I'd like to point out the fact that if the person that receives this email was unaware that it was a spam, the name is Robert Silver and it says Mrs. Silver.
It says Miss Silver.
Miss Silver. So clearly it's a fucking lie.
I don't know what you guys keep talking about. We're gonna get an African inheritance. I don't know. I don't know why you guys are balking at this.
Great.
We're gonna get African gold.
You know
this is like Wakanda.
I didn't think about that.
Let's put the 3 whitest guys in the fucking North Texas market, put them on air, and say we're African.
We get to hang out.
Makes sense.
We get to hang out with King T'Challa and Monroe.
I could get a conciliary.
Okay, listen. We
need to knit this bitch.
We really appreciate you guys listening to this. I figured this episode was going to run fairly long.
It has.
And I'm really glad that it did because it's a special episode. We've got a guest. It's our first guest. We're really trying to give you guys quality.
That's what she said.
And alienate you guys at the same time. But we thank you so fucking much.
So fucking fast.
No, thank you so much for attending yet another edition.
For the love of God, I'm going to have to tweet it now.
Are you apologizing on my behalf?
We're not apologizing at all.
I'm pleading the people to keep fucking listening. Because this is up to what hour?
We're at 2 hours now, but
Jesus
you know what?
Christ.
We're trying to give you guys quality radio and quality podcasting, and you know what? I think we
You're
did.
welcome, America.
If anything, we gave you a better episode than the off-topical guys are giving you right now. So from Rocky, John, myself. Thank you so much, cultists, for coming to the Riley Bunker once again for another edition of Alan Moore's Porch. We will see you on the other side of eternity.